this lecture, we are going to discuss what is option selling. Many people have more difficulty in understanding the concept because the process involves selling first and then buying later to close the position. In our previous example of house, the concept of buying and selling was very simple because the owner of the house owns the underlying asset, that is the house. But when we sell options, we do not own the underlying asset. Now, when you buy a call option, you are buying the right to buy 100 shares of that stock. But as an option seller, you are paid a premium for granting that right to the buyer. In receiving this premium, you are then obligated to deliver the shares at a strike price if the buyer exercises the option. But an option seller also required to pay margins. Margin is the mechanism by which options gain leverage. Margin is the amount of cash an option seller is required to deposit and maintain to cover his position as collateral. An option writer is required to pay two types of margin: initial margin and maintenance margin. Initial margin is the amount required when a position is opened, and maintenance margin is the amount that must be maintained on deposit after a position is opened if an option writer suffers a loss. A margin call is created from a brokerage firm to bring margin deposits up to initial levels. The minimum initial margin requirement for an equity option varies from broker to broker. As an option seller, you are generally speculating that the price of stock will move in opposite direction, that will result in options decreasing in value and ultimately expiring worthless. This will allow you to retain the option premium as profit. But if you are wrong, you may need to close out your position at a loss as option may be exercised. And if market moves strongly against your position, your risk of loss can be significant. Now most people get confused here that if an option writer is suffering a loss in case prices are moving in upward direction, a call option will suffer a loss, and if he is suffering a loss, he is required to continue the position until the expiration date. No, when you enter into a short position, you are not required to continue the position until the expiration date. You can close the position at any time before the expiration date by buying that option at higher price. So, as an option buyer, your loss is limited to the premium, but as an option seller, your loss can be unlimited. That's why I never suggest to sell naked options. For a naked option seller, the risk is unlimited because there is no limitation on how high or low a stock can rise or fall. But selling options are very beneficial if we use them at right place. How to use option writing, that we will learn later in the course. In the next lecture, we will learn about futures.